Kara, weather forecast today.
Today's forecast, a lot of sunshine, blue skies, marine clouds. Just the perfect day to go outside and relax. That's your forecast. We'll be right back.
Yeah, sunny days, sunny days, sunny days. No clouds in the sky, but again, away feels like it's been a freaking decade.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Social Beaches. I am Carolyn Smith.
And I'm Kelly Bowling.
We sell real estate along the Space Coast of Florida, and so we would love to help you if you have any real estate needs. But today we're actually going to talk about something sort of non-real estate related. When you see this, it will be hopefully sometime, we have a little delay when we film and when you see it's going to be close to Father's Day. So this morning, we're getting close to Mother's Day now. And this morning I was thinking about Mother's Day, which is coming up very soon. And why is it that as moms, we are on mom mode all the time? We are taking care of people. It's part of our nature. I think most moms, it's part of our nature to nurture and to take care of people. So when Mother's Day rolls around, even though we're supposed to be pampered, we're still taking care of everything. We're still coordinating. It's that mental load thing that you were talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, the mental load of being a mom.
Yes.
In my case, and I'm not saying that dads don't deal with this, because
Yes.
I know a few dads personally that absolutely do this. Mm-hmm. But my son, he's graduating 6th grade soon, and there's a lot of end of year stuff going on for that, and they have to do like a wall of fame, so they need a baby picture and like a current picture.
I remember this so well. Yes,
and then it
horrible.
can only be 3x5 or smaller. And you know, my child was born in 2010.
Yeah.
There's very few printed small. I have a lot that we hung in big frames or whatever, but most of those photos are digital. So I'm like, well, I think I have some. I probably have some printed, and I'm digging through every picture box I have in my closet. I'm not coming up with what I want. They're too big. They're like 4x6 because I had them printed, you know, like you used to back in the old days. And then I'm like, okay, well, I had a 3x5 from this year that was like the school picture.
3x5 is a weird size. Like, I feel like even if you haven't printed at like Walgreens or CVS,
they're 4x6.
4x6.
So, you know, can we trim it? Sure. But like, I didn't want to use just his like school picture.
Right.
I'm like, everybody sees that. It's in the yearbook, and it's not really the greatest photo. But so anyhow, I'm going around driving myself crazy because, of course, I waited till Thursday night. It was Friday morning.
Because you had nothing else to do. So
busy.
You were eating bonbons watching TV.
Right, yeah, totally. And I walked downstairs to go to the computer because now I got to get on Facebook and find these pictures that I've uploaded, so maybe I'll just print something, right? And my husband's sitting at the table, and he's got his headphones on, his laptop's up, and he's like YouTubing. He's like watching boat videos and fishing videos and stuff. And I just looked over at him, and I'm like, he doesn't care about this. He has no idea what's going on.
He's not worried that the school needs pictures.
And I was like, I want to be like you.
Yeah.
And he was like, what? And I'm like, yeah, just like that. I want to be like that.
Yeah.
Because you have no stress. You don't care. It does not bother you. He was like, what are you talking about? So I told him what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
And I said, I know you got the email. Did you not read the email?
Yeah. They don't read
those
them.
emails.
They don't read them.
He was like, somebody else will deal with that. And
somebody
I love
named
him.
Kelly.
He is so helpful. And I will say, he stepped right up to the plate. He went and he had pictures. He actually had printed, because when he worked overseas, he would have printed pictures on his wall that he brought home. And so he had the picture that we were going to use. And then I found another one that he had actually taken the photo of our son on the boat with him. And I'm like, that's a great, like, current one. So he did come through for me. But it's like, you know, we're always stressing over these sorts of things. And like, of course, I procrastinate, which makes the stress worse. But it's that mental load of, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, all of these things. And it's like,
it's a weight.
He'll help. He's great at helping, but it's almost like I have to tell him.
And we hate
I need
to
you
be,
to do this.
I think we grew up thinking, like, hearing like, oh, these women are nags.
Yeah.
And so we don't want to be nags. We do everything in our power. So we feel like asking is nagging. And it's very hard to realize that asking is not nagging. Asking for help doesn't mean we're nagging.
Right.
We're just asking for help. And I think it's just hard as a mental reset. Mm-hmm. But for me, so I'll talk about Mother's Day, because for me, I started to have this thing, like, I have my kids basically full time. Mm-hmm. My mother is like, what are we doing for Mother's Day? Well, okay. So apparently my mom's coming over.
Entertaining
yes,
mom.
I'm going to entertain my mom, and my mom has some challenges at her age now. And so, yes, I know that Kyle will be out there and he'll cook and he'll do everything and clean and whatever, but it's still like, I'll still feel the need to, like, make sure everyone's okay, make sure everything. And what I want to do is go to Captain Hiram's and sit on the fake beach there with a bunch of other moms, look at the water, and have someone bring me fruity drinks.
Yeah.
And French fries.
I know a few moms who do, and maybe not on Mother's Day, but they go away. They go get a hotel nearby. They don't have to go far.
See, that's
but I have a friend I went to high school with who her husband does this for her, and she goes to a local like spa hotel. And she gets to spend a night or two there, and she gets spa services, and it has a big bathtub and a beautiful view. And she just spends time by herself.
And probably reads books and
I'm sure.
looks out at the water.
All the things that she doesn't get to do at home because she works hard as a mom, with her kids. She homeschools them. She also works outside the home, and she has a farm she's taking care of. So she definitely earns her spa time. And I think a lot of moms, would like to have just some solace and
some alone time. Yeah. And I know that sounds weird, like on Mother's Day we want alone time, but it's the one time I feel like we can ask for that and not feel, but we don't do it. We don't do it. And then we started talking about Father's Day because what do dads do on Father's Day? Not all dads, but a lot of dads will go golfing.
Or fishing or
whatever. Golfing. They'll go out and have a fun day, and sometimes with their kids and sometimes not with their kids, but they'll go out and do something like that. And it's like, why don't we do that? And
I feel like we are already, here it is May, we're probably already thinking about what gift are we going to give for Father's Day.
Oh, yeah.
And our other halves are not thinking about Mother's Day and it's Sunday.
No, they're going to stop by Publix
Saturday night.
They're going to be running to Publix and getting a card and some flowers. Thank God for Publix.
I mean, so true. We were grocery shopping last weekend and they had like the display set up for Mother's Day. And I said to my husband, I'm like, you should grab a card for your mom. And he's like, okay, but guess who bought the gift for the mom? I already have that ordered. It's going to be delivered, like I already have that plan, but I'm like, you should grab a card so that, you have that. Yeah. And now I'm thinking like he also should probably make a plan to like get the card to her.
Yes.
She doesn't live far away.
Yeah.
Not really, but he's got big fishing tournament plans this weekend.
Does he really?
Yes.
See?
And why would they ever book an overnight fishing tournament on Mother's Day weekend?
Because they're evil.
Because they're men.
Yes.
And they're like, what Mother's Day?
I think I'm going to book something on Father's Day.
That's a great idea.
That's when we should do our spa weekend.
I mean,
on
really.
Father's Day.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry, but
I already have these plans.
It's Father's Day. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was watching, completely unrelated, but I was watching this TikTok. It's like the AITA thing. Mm-hmm. And they were like, some girl her family did not invite her on this family cruise. She's an adult. Uh-huh. And they didn't invite her. And when she found out about it, that they were all going on this family cruise, they're like, oh, well, we just figured you weren't coming. Meanwhile, no one invited her. And so since you're not going, can you watch like your two nieces over here, your nephew
my family could do this to me because they know I don't like to go places. So they would just like not even invite me for sure.
And like, so no. she went out of town the day before they were going. She literally went out of town. This was smart. She went out of town for a week with her husband and her adult son. Okay. They went on a little vacation. So the family came over to drop off all these kids before the cruise, and she was nowhere to be found.
Oh, I love that.
Didn't answer her phone. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I think not a bad plan.
I wonder how Thanksgiving was that year. A little awkward, maybe.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would just say if you're a mom and you're feeling overwhelmed, which I think that we feel like there's a lot of pressure, and especially we're at the point where we're taking care of parents, we're taking care of children, we're taking care of spouses, things are going on, we have friends who need us, it's okay to, and dads too. Yes. I would say this. I have nothing against a dad on Father's Day going golfing or fishing or doing their
every
things.
Parent in general needs some time to not be on as a parent.
Yes.
There's nothing like being a single mom when you share custody with your kids and to have that weekend where the other parent is taking them. And guess what? You just get to be you, whether that means you're working another job or you're going out with your friends to be like a grown up and just not a mom all the time or a dad all the time. I think that there's some value there. So
there is.
To learn to embrace that. But if you are, there are some parents out there that are mom and dad all the time. Right. You got to make time for yourself to not be mom and dad.
Yeah. So it's okay for dads to do that on Father's Day. But I would say as moms, because it's mom guilt. So try and release from that and say what you want. Yeah. Like you're not nagging. You're not being a bad person. You're not And if you don't want to do it on Mother's Day because your kids want to be with you on Mother's Day, do it the next weekend or do it the weekend before.
Or take a day off in the middle of the week and just go do it.
Go do the spa thing or go sit at Captain Hiram's and, bring a friend and just do that. And we have to advocate for ourselves as parents and not be crazy all the time, because otherwise we are crazy all the time. And we're not as useful. I would say we're not as...
You have to, what is that saying? You have to fill your cup, before you can pour into anybody else's.
That's such a good saying.
And it's the oxygen mask thing. You know, put yours on first before you help somebody else, that sort of thing, like they tell you on the airplane. I think all of that applies. And that goes whether you're a mom or a dad or... whatever your job is, in the role of a child's life.
And in our role as our job, we are 24/7, right? We don't work Monday through Friday. And I think even in corporate jobs now, people don't always work Monday through Friday, but we work 7 days a week. So we're working, we're taking care of families, we're doing everything. Take time off for yourself. And that's what I would say. So,
yes.
Yeah. So that's it for today. That's my rant for today. But if you have real estate questions or you want to know where to go get a drink and sit on the beach, we can help with that too. Give us a call, 321-422-2160 or hello@Coastal Estate Team. And we will see you next time.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Sunny days, no